Hi everyone, welcome to this video on UAE invoicing in MS365 Business Central. In this video, we'll look at how Business Central supports the UAE invoicing and helps streamline the entire e-invoicing process for us. Now, what is e-invoicing? UAE invoicing is a secure digital way for businesses to create, send, and receive invoices electronically. So instead of using paper or PDF invoices, the businesses will send invoices through certified access points using the PayPal network. The required tax information is also securely shared with the Federal Tax Authority at the same time. Let's understand how UAE invoicing works inside of Business Central. So every invoice must include certain mandatory details to meet the UAE compliance requirements. So these will include the seller's and buyer's information, invoice number, invoice date, item details, quantities, prices, VAT information, the total invoice amounts, etc. So including all these required fields ensures the invoice is complete, accurate, and it can be processed smoothly without any issues by both the businesses and the FTA. So now inside of Business Central, we can see these mandatory fields relevant to the e-invoicing on the customer card. So all of this information will be updated accordingly, and these will flow seamlessly into the sales invoice when it's created. So ideally, the user will be creating sales invoice inside of Business Central. So let's look at one of the sales invoices. The fields from the customer card, as you can see here, will be updated in the e-invoicing tab, and these flow in automatically. So there are certain fields which are transaction related as well, such as e-invoice transaction type, invoice type code, etc., which have a particular lookup list, but most of the information gets updated from the customer card automatically. Business Central has a first level validation which will be done for any kind of mandatory fields which are absolutely needed before the invoice is electronically transmitted. Once all the validation has been completed inside of Business Central for the mandatory field, the invoice is sent to the Taxilla ASP, the certified access point, when we go ahead and we post this invoice. So what does Taxilla ASP do? Taxilla ASP validates this invoice, converts it into the UAE's standard e-invoicing format, and verifies all of the buyer's details. It also sends a response back into Business Central, confirming whether the invoice was successfully validated or highlighting any kind of validation issues. This is how the response list will look like. So against each sales invoice, you'll have a response ID which is transmitted by the Taxilla ASP. So the Taxilla ASP now securely sends the invoice to the PayPal network to the buyer's certified access point, which then forwards it to the buyer's ERP. The buyer will receive the invoice directly into the ERP where it is ready for processing. Hence, the vendor invoices as well, the same concept will be used where the vendor invoice will be received via the ASP inside of Business Central. So the sales and purchase invoices will work pretty much on the same concept. At the same time, the required tax data is also securely reported to the FTA without any manual intervention for compliance and record keeping. We can also see that once the transmission happens, the posted sales invoice will be available inside of Business Central in the posted sales invoices list, wherein you can see all the information and also the information relevant to be in e-invoicing together with the response code. Hence, in this way, we can see this entire digital process makes invoicing faster, more secure, and helps businesses stay compliant with the UAE tax regulations. Thank you.